show.
Oh,
All right, thanks so much.
I'm gonna miss you, man.
I thank my brothers here today, of course, for showing up. This is the Ed Show, and of course, I always just want to give God the glory. For us living and for us being here right now. He didn't have to allow us to be here. So I always just got to give Him the glory first. And today's show, was centered around Lonnie PopTart Green, but as the energy he is and the energy that we match as brothers, it's not about him. So he had to bring it his crew.
Yeah.
No.
When you're speaking about Lonnie Green, you're not speaking on just Lonnie Green. You're speaking on the city and beyond. You represent. I call him the entertainer's entertainer, because people have told me themselves that all of the people that really got to a level that they was cracking the system and represent San Francisco, Lonnie had something to do with it. They had to consult Lonnie. They had to get his energy. They had to bring him there because it was at that level. And when you at that level, you're going to find the people that's at that level. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lonnie Green. Shout out to all these good brothers. Look at this Edgarly. You know what I mean? Got a show called The Edge. You know what I'm saying? It's making sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Busting his moves. Then you got my guy over there, Rahman.
What's up, y'all?
I call him stepping tall. You know what I'm saying? When you're in the strutter's room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's the key to it, though, is like I said, you just said it too. The energy matches energy, right? And everybody here has the same energy, and it's connected with art, culture, right? Dance. I know the dance moves, the wrestling matches, right? I know you connect everything to culture, right? Rob's got the martial arts that's connected to dance, right? Culture. And then we got Lonnie that'll pop out the cake and everywhere and all type of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know you was going back into my exotic days. You know what I'm saying? When you want to start, you want to start from my exotic days before you get from my childhood. You know what I mean?
The roast.
You know what I'm saying? This is the roast. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen here, man. I done been on so many shows. I'm prepped for this type of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen here. Let me give it to you like this here. This is your boy Lonnie Green representing Ronnie Newton, all the rest of the real Max and hustlers and all that before we get to talking about hip hop. Before hip hop hit Northern California, I represent the inner city black dance culture stemming from the families that children that were brought are born here in San Francisco, Oakland, and Richmond, California, and beyond. But I use those three cities mainly because of the real big impact of the group members, the amount of groups that was very inspirational in their communities to uplift. When you can dance, that's one thing, but when you uplift your culture, that's a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? So I personally don't dance. I take care of. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I take care of. I have to take care of grandmothers because they the ones endorse me. I start from the beginning of things. You know what I'm saying? With mines. Yeah. I give praise to all the different angles of whatever religion really stand for. Everybody has their place in it. Me, I've been confused since day one. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of those things that I don't like to get into because I come from a religious family. And when my grandmother told me, hey, you ain't even got to go to church no more. You go find you one if you want to. But I ain't going.
But
that was something else for me.
You've taken on a form of not religion, but a form of what it's supposed to be. When you
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not only just play the music, but you got a meal for somebody too.
Oh man, yeah. I know. I see. I know how much time we got, and I see where you getting at. But I have to say, this stuff starts. It's got to start with me and my mama, and my intentions is because I know what it's like to see somebody get beat up. I know what it's like to be the kid that want to go to school so bad to be there, but then get looked at crazy because he can't read. You know what I'm saying? And not by the kids, the teacher. You know what I'm saying? And it's the harm that I seen for the kids is first for me. You feel me? That and we adults.
Right.
I ain't done. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm a part of a lot of systems that San Francisco developed, and my people's is. So therefore, we have certain people that come before you and myself that had unfinished business. You feel what I'm saying? And strutting allowed me to take care of a lot of that business still for some of the mothers and grandmothers and uncles that said it to me.
Right.
Lonnie, you know what I'm saying? That's my son, but you need to talk to him.
Right.
I'm younger. He big, you know, but for some reason people trusted me. And I seen that trust came because I cared about something. You know what I'm saying? And I throw the family in front of everything. And I mean, when I say family, I mean everybody's family. Everybody's family put into me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's so hard for me to not give somebody a moment of my time and hear what they got to say, whether it was good or bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And really trust that I'm gonna hold it here instead of using it as a tool to get over on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Or that individual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just watched me go through a current event with my windows getting broke out in the van. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look how I reacted to it. You know what I'm saying? And right after that is we understand. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not quick to convict nothing and quick to convict nobody, but I know that I don't know it all. So I hurt real easily when people ain't willing to take the time to try to figure out to understand. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be, good, bad, or ugly. So this is why Carlos is here. Because when it comes to education, Levexier, and stuff like that, he's one of the first people I ran to when I found out the word existed. So I just want to say this clear. Everything you see me doing, I had to find out what I wanted to do with myself for real. And I chose Levexier to do everything I'm doing in the name of. I'm showing what I do with my Levexier.
Two things I want to clarify on that. One, he talked about his car windows being broken out, but if you didn't know the story, you wouldn't know that that came back together real fast. How he put it together and how the people that was involved with that came and their families came and made it right and make sure that it went forward. You know what I mean? In the best way possible. The other part is education
and truthfully, that's based off of because we was talking. We want you to know there's so many different mental healths out there. So many mental. I deal with them with the van. I meet people where they at. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I like to be outside because truthfully, there's a lot of us that's inside. I'm homeless at this moment, but it was designed. I designed my homelessness. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be back with Black San Francisco. And I knew that my mother was passing. I was in Fairfield and I was letting that process happen. But being prepared to be back here, thinking that I can honestly come back in the system, would see me as San Franciscan, a native and all those things and get me, kind of immediately into housing. But those things didn't work out that way. But I'm not going to kick and cry. I'm going to walk and stand in line just like everybody else and introduce myself to the new people and do the best I could just to help them get through their day and their job. But this thing can go so many ways. Lonnie Green love everybody.
But you were further than Fairfield.
Yeah, as far as living or traveling or performing. But Carlos had something he was saying, and I'm sorry I cut you off, Los. I just wanted people to know that situation was based off of a mental health. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Situation, and we have to pay attention and not be quick to convict somebody just because they got a suit and tie on or not. You know what I'm saying? And think that they sick or not sick. You know what I'm saying? You got to give it a moment. You know what I'm saying? Give it a moment and meet that person right where he at. Right then and there, you're going to be okay. And that person will be okay. And he'll be very thankful for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? To you. And that's what I've been getting out of being down with all mental health. All. And when I say all, I done smoked crack with everybody. I done sold crack with everybody. I done went to jail and said, hey, let's not do this and do that no more as a friend and a family, not a gang leader like the city was trying to make me out to be and put me in the paper for all that type of stuff. It was wrong. So a lot of it, what I'm doing also is defending some of them things from the 90s that was pushing us out of the community with the gang injunctions and all that type of stuff when we was just really just helping our friends stop doing what they was doing or encouraging them to go to the gym to wrestle and get into the programs that we had there at the time. I'm a big part of the Midnight League. You know what I'm saying? I got all the documentation for everything we've done in Fillmore pretty much. I just don't throw my weight out there like that. You know what I'm saying? I just show up where I got to show up and try to look at us and see what I can do with us.
What are you doing right now?
What I'm doing right now, I'm loving us. I'm loving this program. I'm loving this layout right here. That's right here in my city. I didn't have to go to Hollywood to make this and all that. Because I'm about production. So truthfully, I'm proud of you for being smart enough to be doing what you're doing. I'm proud of all the people that I come from because they make me what I am. And I told the world I come from some of the smartest people in the planet. Period. This was going back to me teaching at the African American Culture Center back in 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 90. Yeah, and all that. So, I want to make sure that everybody know who we are in the city of San Francisco and who's behind me more so today, which is why also Carlos is here and Rahman is here. Cause yeah, it's my birthday. I've been celebrating birthdays so much with everybody in funerals and anything I could with that music in that van. I took the grant money and I went and bought the van. I went and bought equipment. Hip Hop Congress kicked in and made sure that I was able to finish the vision. And I got the system over to Rodale to loosen them so we can have that out there. We got so much footage of things, work we've been doing under COVID and all that the world was seeing. I just wasn't letting y'all see it because y'all was busy figuring out the system up here. So I'm back home with my team. I've been home. What's my team? All of us, but the people that's in front of me that's helping dotting the I's, crossing the T's is right here. And there's a few other people that's not here. So with that being said, I want to let Rahman introduce himself and introduce Hip Hop Congress and the SF chapter, which I'm ahead of in the name of us, as a collective.
All right.
What that is.
So then we'll circle back around close on the point of education. But what's up, y'all? So if you're not familiar with Hip Hop Congress, I'll just give a little brief history. It was founded in the mid-90s, 1993 to be exact, by an artist out of Southern California named Rial Robinson. And he wanted to see an artist collective, like a cooperative, artists not so much competing for resources and things like that, but really saying, okay, this is what I bring to the table. How can we help each other out? How can we all rise together? He met a MC out of San Jose in 1997 named Shimako Noble, who was also a community organizer, and they formed the first two chapters of Hip Hop Congress in Northern California and Southern California around that time. And then a few years later, they found a student organization on the campus of USC also using the name Hip Hop Congress. And so they hit them up and they're like, yo, we already using this name, like, what's up? And this was started by two cats, Jordan Bromley and Ron Gubitz. And they wanted to bring artists to the campus, to the school campus, and create a bridge between the culture and the community and the educational institutions. Right. And so when they kind of saw the two missions going, they were like, wow, these should really be together. And so they formed Hip Hop Congress Incorporated in 2001 and became a nonprofit. At that point, the concept of all of those missions kind of went viral. Mm-hmm. Social media started taking off. Chapters started popping up all over the place at colleges, in communities. And within 10 years, it was the second largest hip hop organization in the world. It went global.
Okay. It is.
Yeah, but it's been that way. It's been that way for that long. And so South Africa, Europe, all sorts of, all on the love of hip hop culture, right? Because, a lot of us were born in the late 70s, early 80s. So we were growing up when hip hop was already established as a popular form. But we all felt that spirit. And so we was able to come together off of that common love for hip hop culture. And so, my personal story with that is I was on full scholarship down at USC. I seen a student organization, met Ron and Jordan. They was graduating that year. So they graduated and basically was like, well, you run it. And so I was able to run it, but I met just an amazing network of people from all over. So we started doing national conferences. We hit up a different city every year in the summer. So we was in 9 cities consecutively. We was in San Jose, Los Angeles, St. Louis, Chicago, Biloxi, Seattle, Boulder, Colorado, Athens, Ohio, and Detroit. And you know, the chapters was going all over. So at one point we had like 70 chapters all around, and this was all grassroots. So it wasn't like we was organizers. We were just local. We were local organizers, you know, just in our communities and bringing people together. But in 2004, we went to St. Louis, and we had we met up with an organizer out of New York named Martha Diaz. Now, she was a film festival organizer, but her passion was hip hop and education. And this is where we started to really change the game, in the sense of, off of her sharing with a lot of us who are artists, that we don't just have to be entertainers, but that we are more important than that. We are cultural workers, right? We can create our own curriculum based off of our creativity and bring that to the next generation, as people naturally do. But maybe there's a lane where we can actually pave a career in that direction. So this is like early 2000s. She sparked a lot of our minds to go back into our communities and be like, let's put this idea to the test. And so, you know, at the time I had been in a movie that went to Sundance, was on TV, and like Hollywood was kind of pulling me in that direction. But then I also saw that, you know, I'm a part of this global community organization, and you know, where should I focus my priorities? And I couldn't front on the community. I couldn't front on my art. So Hip Hop Congress gave me a lane to really stay authentic and test out this idea of like, well, what if I take my art into schools?
So now you guys are connected with not just Hip Hop Congress, but Tart Productions.
Well, this is funny. This is a funny story, right? So as I'm doing that, I had no idea that Lonnie had connected with Real, the original founder of Hip Hop Congress, around 2006. And Lonnie been doing this work, you know, on his own, but connecting with Real, and Real filming the work that he's doing. So he's going down to Los Angeles.
I was going to Los Angeles already, and Real was building. Of course, I had no intentions of the Hip Hop Congress portion of it. Ralph Montel, which is not here right now, from Richmond, portion of the organization of BRS Arts Alliance. He knows Real's, you know, I don't pay attention to titles and all kind of stuff. I move naturally. You know what I'm saying? I could be in the house with Trump and wouldn't even be talking to Trump in the way he think I'm talking to him. You just like KY to me right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I meet a cat where he at. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got to scat, we go scat. But Real was the first person to ever help me get what I got going on, which is the boogaloo and robot and strut, and bringing everybody's attention back to, like I said, the dance culture before hip hop got here, what we was doing in the talent show era. From not just us, but the fellas that was long before us, way from the 60s when it first came across. We know that James Brown started the boogaloo, but we talking about when some brothers from the inner city took it and made it do this and do that and do this. Because we all dance, you know, do whatever, but we talking about when the Bay Area made it, you see things that you could magically, you know what I'm saying, in a way that nobody else could. We know all other brands exist, but this stuff was never the type of thing that we was letting out, you know what I'm saying? And of course, I'm younger, things can get out, but Real helped me make that trailer, the trailer of the BRS Arts Alliance, which shows for the first time ever in life, Oakland, Richmond, and San Francisco on the same stage, but not just the cities, you know, students, but I had to, this took 40 years, you know what I'm saying, of really trying to stay believing that you can do it one more time. Even if I see them with a cane, I just need them just to do one thing, because it's authentically something that you'll never see in the world. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no I'm too old, I'm too fat, or my leg hurt, nothing. I'm gonna find, if your ear move like it used to, and I need you to do that ear move, blood, you gonna show me something. You know what I'm saying? I'm him. I'm the baby that can kind of like get up under my people's skin and make them do the robot and boogaloo or strut again. I don't know what it is, but what I'm saying is Real fell in love with the conversation the day before hip hop. I shocked everybody with that. Karis one even had to sit back. How could you not
fall in love with that?
You're just like, what? No, because I come from hip hop happening. You know what I'm saying? Here in Frisco, we didn't just accept hip hop here. We was funky. You know what I'm saying? We was soulful and we was all kind of stuff. We was even on punk rock music. You ever seen this is why I gotta say hold on, East Coast, y'all. Y'all never seen how we get down off of punk rock music. You know what I'm saying? We got a swag that y'all ain't never seen, never seen. So grandma gonna be like, do that, Lonnie. You know what I'm saying? I know grandma over there looking, she just like gave me permission to get sick with it. You know what I'm saying? So all that means something to me. Because, you know what I'm saying, I like the family that party, you know what I'm saying? And I knew that, I knew it. When I seen the first video come out, when they took Michael Jackson and put him on TV, and he was rewindable, I said, it's over. It's over. I come from when you action, and you do it all the way through. And you saw that because you was there. Once they put Cats on tape, I said, it's over for all of us, because now here come the editors. They starting to make cats fly and do all these other things over the cats that magically get up out the chair. Actually, you know what I'm saying, wind up his stomach and get full off a beer right there at the table. Ain't even drunk one. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's my uncle in there from Chicago. That's at the house in Frisco. You know what I'm saying? So I love the South, because I never really been there, but I got the chance to love the South because it was here in Frisco. So people don't know what my real drive is. I love the voices of the South because I'm born and raised San Francisco, but I come out of a Louisiana house. So the whoopings I get is Louisiana style. You know what I'm saying? But I heard what it sounds like to get a Georgia style and a Texas style and a, you know what I'm saying, Mississippi style, because they all in the projects with me. You know what I'm saying? So that community is a voice of voices, and you know them. That people, I knew people wasn't gonna never get a chance to hear once things got to getting edited. You know what I'm saying? And things start going into that area of things. You know what I'm saying? The flow of things was gonna get, people was becoming something they wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to keep the authentic individuals from like us, you know, stuck in the Strutter's Room box, where we could go get that. You know what I'm saying? I know you wrestle, but you was strutting first. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I know you preaching, but you was strutting first. You know what I'm saying? You was raw in that too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying don't stop preaching, but don't leave this out of the story. You know what I'm saying? And them kids, a lot of kids, because of hip hop, started, you know, stop speaking on themselves and stop having, because they was being over flooded with everything that was coming in from New York. Or LA, when the movie Break It come out, that's the first thing jump in your mind is Turbo and them. I know it, but you know damn well you better not let me know it. You know what I'm saying? Because if it ain't Lonnie and strutting, I'm gonna re-educate you though. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take a minute and let you know, man, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's because I'm just trying to make everybody reminisce about grandma and the households and stuff like that with this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's all really.
But it's, I mean, you bring up such a great point, because like as the generations were coming up, like, you know, media is so influential. And if you don't take a media studies class or something like that, you just kind of assume that whatever's on TV is the truth, you know, and you don't realize that as people that are creating stories that they think are gonna sell or whatever that's gonna be interesting, and they're leaving out facts or they're making up facts, and it's going out to us, an entire generation, and we're getting miseducated by what we're being entertained by, and so these stories get lost. And so it's crazy because you know, I got sparked off of hip hop's history in school. You know, I'm a rhymer by passion. But when I started hearing, you know, that because New York's history started going into the academics, you know, you have writers writing about the South Bronx.
And we wasn't in none of that academics. That's what I was feeling. That's what my fight was about. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I brought it to the attention that, okay, you know what? I'm dyslexic. Y'all need to know that straight up. I'm going to make mistakes. I can't fill out all that paper. You know what I'm saying? But I got all the credibility. You know what I'm saying? And I meant it from the cold heart. And sometimes I had to walk to some of them doors like that, you know what I'm saying, without the paper and prove it right at the door that you better let me in. So I didn't want to be doing that, because some of that is kind of like, you know, we don't just, these things don't work like that. You can't do that all your life. And that's when I ended up stepping back and trying to trust Naizi, Caillou, and everybody else to make sure that my paperwork was right. You know, and people like yourself and Carlos, everybody, I knew that it was being anybody that had, you know, I believe that was educated, I'll just tell them and they'll be what it takes for me to move on. But
I think that's what makes things so great is the first thing is that, of course, as they always say,
And this main thing
and
about
anonymous-
education,
yeah, alcohol and drug anonymous is admittance, right? So if you can admit that you got a education problem, then we can find somebody that from the hood, right? Not just anybody, but somebody from the hood that can understand all that educated stuff and wrap it up and create something from that.
Right. So in terms of admitting the educational issues, we have to admit how those education issues came to us.
right.
So what I knew is I came out, I was born like right on Fillmore, Gary and Webster, you know what I mean? Right there where everything was going on. So somebody was telling me like, so when Pac and everybody came out, I already understood them because I had the same education. So basically the conversation was more like this, like, hey, the government is falling. Because there was the civil rights and everything. And then it was like, well, if it fall, well, who gonna do the government work? You are. Okay, so then I was like, oh, okay, so I always knew I have to get ready to do the work that the community needs. Based upon that, that's what I was learning. So my mama used to drop me off at the Western Addition Library in the corner of the Hamilton playground and leave me and then come get me when the library was over. So I was over there, you know what I mean, just looking at all of the books, reading them all like that, and education came not easily and not from magic, but from having fun doing it.
Right.
And so when I saw all of my people, whoever was struggling with that, I knew it wasn't magic, and I knew that if I could start from the beginning, and I could show you how it's not magic. Whether we talking math, whether we talking reading, whatever we talking history, is not. They made it a mystery, and then they made it, oh, it's your fault. Then they used it against us. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I came back to school. We moved a lot. My mother was a nurse, so we always moved to different cities and always came back to the city. So we moved to Vallejo for 2 years, and we came back, and they put me in. I went to Marina, and when I went to Marina, the teacher tried to set me up with the same stuff and try to have me read. And I wasn't tripping because I could. Okay, no problem. But when I left, all my boys like Martin Sharp and them who used to robot came up to me and said, "Did you see Lois? You got her? Did you see what she was trying to do to you? She did it to all of us." So I was like, "Oh man, that's how they doing us." And it's easy to win at that for me if you know. And so when now I'm going from there to Hayes Valley Playground, and I'm like 13. So so Lonnie had to be like 10 something.
11.
10 or 11. Yeah. I'm 64, born in 64.
Yeah, I was 11.
So he was like 11. So there he come down. I always got his energy. I could see him coming down the street, right, with his energy all the time. And I was in there roboting. Whoever can come over there, you can call me out. You know what I mean? And we could do it. So the thing is I saw him, and when he was talking about that, and he was happy that they had a name for it, dyslexia. So my position was that, hey, I don't agree with just the labeling. I like to see myself. Let's look at this. Now let me do it my way with you. And we might say, oh, I don't even got dyslexia. I don't got nothing. I can do this. It's easy. That was my perspective with everybody. So even when special education came out, I used to be into the advocacy. I was like, why is 54% of the kids in special education Black out of an 18% population? That's way over the proportion. Y'all doing us. Nobody could tell me nothing else. Lefty, Amos Brown, nobody. None of them could tell me nothing about nothing, because I can look through they BS.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I did that all through.
The people.
You know what I'm saying? So,
we still in production. That's why you're here.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Handle your business.
so yeah. So anyway, that's the educational aspect of it. Now we tying back in it. Lonnie was always the most authentic. You know what I mean? Authentic. You got really a reflection of us through him. You know what I mean? When my grandmother was passing away, and it was a funeral at Coleman's funeral in the middle of King Garvey. You know what I mean? It was Lonnie that popped his head in there, came in there, saw who it was, gave me a hug, Lowe's, woody whoop. You know what I mean? So the thing is he authentic all across the city. And that's why we're here today.
Let's get to the birthday bash.
Okay. Okay. Man, you almost got me crying over here. You know, y'all know. So at the end of the day, what I want everybody to know is that Hip Hop Congress is the brand that I brought back to San Francisco to be a chapter here that could be trustworthy enough just based off of its record with me personally, because I trust them to dot my I's and cross my T's, and that's why I've been able to be a part of my own San Francisco, because hey, I had to reintroduce myself, and that hurted so bad. For these last 3 years, I've been hurting. But also, I turned that hurt into joy as well, because it pushed me closer to not doing what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? It gave me something else to do, which is meeting everybody in the cold, in the rain, bent over, standing up, with a lot of money, with not enough money, with a car. Man, listen, I ain't gonna say what all I do, but I'm gonna just tell you like this. I'm gonna meet everybody wherever they tell me to meet them at. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they want to holler at line. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm only one line. I'm an only child. And that makes me able to be everybody's brother or sister or cousin or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoy that, truthfully. That keeps me going. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just proud of everybody. But at the end of the day, Strutter's Room is my brand. Tart Productions is my brand. SF Dance Guaranteed is my brand. Chekkitout University, which you'll be seeing a lot of, because a lot of things I do is really like this here right here. I'm gonna ask for a cut of this or an edit or something so I can throw it on Chekkitout University, because this is what Chekkitout University is. Checking out every aspect of me under my Levexier. Document that, because I don't want to wait to be dead to be put in no university. I'm showing you what you do with Levexier. All day, every day, in jail, out of jail, with a lot of money, broke, in a van, whatever you want to call it. But my birthday, yeah, I know Erris want to get to that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to talk about me in that way. I'm just trying to, I love introducing myself, because you can read up on me. I'm going to get back to that at www.thestruttersroom.com. And you can check out that, and then you'll get to know me enough to be able to talk to me a little bit more and come up to me and have some questions and stuff. I give you resources first before you actually hire me. I give you resources and all those things so you can check me out before you even bring me around you, all that stuff. So it's on you. You know what I'm saying? But
YouTube.com,
yeah,
SF Strutter. Yeah,
all that. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I don't do a lot of those things. I'm the one on the camera. I can't upload and download stuff, and I'm just on the camera. So here we go. My birthday is coming up December 10th. That's crazy because my birthday December 11th. But because of what we've been doing with the community, you know, you can call it whatever you want to call it. We pretty much call it family day. We call it family night, because truthfully, it's a family affair. You know what I'm saying? This time I ask everybody to leave the kids at home. I'm about to be 58. I didn't even know until everybody helped me know. I thought I was 58 already. That's crazy. I've been 58 all year. But yeah, my birthday is on December 10th. At the African American Culture Center outside. Like you see this background, it look like this before it get darker than this. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be outside. You know why? Because this is like, you know, it's just like, I want everybody to come outside. You know what I'm saying? Rain, sleet, or snow. You know, it's crazy. You know, when I go to other countries, you know, like even Sweden, they had events and stuff like that. It could be pouring down raining. They all in the audience with their umbrellas over their heads, still waiting for you to finish your act. I was on stage and they was looking at me because I was from the United States, and they was like they was thinking should they shut their show down because they brought me here as a guest.
Right.
I had to look at them and like, first of all, that'll be a disgrace to hip hop. Y'all supposed to be street dancers. You supposed to dance, be able to dance rain, sleet, or snow.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
And I ain't gonna lie, I almost lost it out there, but I just felt it in my body that don't line, still do your thing, line, because they gonna come behind you. Because I said I'll go first.
Right.
I kicked it off in Sweden. And then everybody else followed. The spinners spent still. The water was going up in the air, and it just made it more spectacular. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you really are artist, today is the day you do the splits and may not come back up. You know what I'm saying? Them people stayed in the audience and applaud, and I love Sweden so much. You know what I'm saying? And I can shout out every country: China, Japan. You know, my people's out there in Taipei, you know what I'm saying, Singapore, you know, I mean, we can keep going to the people that I got in different countries like England and Poland and different students that I have in Czechoslovakia, you know, all them different places. So on the tip of my birthday, y'all, I just want everybody to know that I'm one of y'all's, you know what I'm saying, and I want to party with everybody for my birthday, you know what I'm saying, December 10th. And if you give out food, if you give out clothes, shout out to Keish Cares, which I'm proud she came on. Man, I'm almost about to cry again. I'm glad she came on because that helped me pick my jacket. You know what I'm saying? Because she had the red one on, so I didn't want to follow her with the that color. You know what I'm saying? That sheen, because she had that sheen. I was like, oh, I wish I'd have had that jacket on because y'all was in there hitting off the red. I'm like, oh, they got it. So I got to calm down. Look, I'm almost crying again, y'all. So anyway, yeah, my birthday, December 10th. And
Where
at the African American Culture Center, the flyers on the internet, you know, it's all over the place. And I just ask everybody to bring something if you want to bring something, because that's what we do. That's what this thing is driven off. You know, this was something that we started with just my EBT. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you 50 hot dogs and 50 sodas and a whole lot of music. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody just started adding in, bringing in more and more. And then we said we're going to take the barbecue grills out and bring them out too. So Rodney coming from Nate's Barbecue. You know, don't get it twisted. That ain't just you take husband. That's Rodney from Nate's Barbecue. Legendary Nate. You know what I'm saying? So he on the grill. You know what I'm saying? And my cousin is Ute bringing in everything, making everything out, and all the other families and people that's putting these things together. You done brought some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You bring a pack of hot dogs and just guarantee you that you walk away with 2. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things with potluck pretty much. But we're going to have performances. We're going to have some talking, and we're going to have some praying. You know, I ain't gonna leave praying out at all, because trust me, I'm a God-fearing cat. You know what I'm saying? I just was like, y'all figure all that out. I'm gonna just keep strutting and y'all tell me what we doing. That's me. You know what I'm saying? That's me. You know what I'm saying? So even with religion, you know what I'm saying? I came to Fillmore. I ain't never seen so many Catholic kids, Catholic school kids. I was like, what? All these people is, man, everybody in Catholic school over here, right? I thought I was gonna ask them cats to read me the Bible, right? But before I can get the heart to ask a lot of them to read me the Bible and stuff like that, they were starting to go to jail already. You know what I'm saying? Catholic cats going to jail. Then I'm like, man, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I ran out of Catholic homeboys to ask to read, and I got lost in that. So I just now trust y'all that's older that make sense of the Bibles and all the different things and help me with the things that y'all do, because you didn't heard me say it many times. You know, I wanted to crash out at some point.
Like I said earlier, it's really about what you do, not what you say. And just really, the gospel is in you. And when you pull up, as we pulled up a few times now together, right? We get out, right?
Yeah,
and
right.
We're going to give you some praying. We're going to give you some strutting. We're going to give you something to eat. We're going to give you the whole package, right? So
if we can.
What you do is what you do, right? And you connect people with what you do. So 762 4th Street.
Yeah, it is.
December 10th, right? Next Wednesday.
Right.
Don't show up without nothing. This is a gift. It's a birthday party. You got to show up with a gift.
Yeah.
Right? 2 gifts. You got to show
right.
up with a gift of a dance. And I'm going to ask you to donate to the Strutter's Room Masters Camp.
Oh, the
We ain't
camp.
gonna wait. We ain't gonna wait for the Juneteenth money to come this year. We gonna start right now.
Okay.
We gonna make sure this camp happen. We gonna start right now. We ain't waiting on nobody to give nothing. We gonna give it ourselves. We gonna
camp.
raise the money for the camp. Wednesday night, we raising money for the camp. All right, 762 Fulton Street. We going.
Yeah, that remind me of like I was just reading some stuff about Frederick Douglass, right? And
We offline?
Yeah.
Okay.
oh, that was it.
No, we
Yeah,
still
we
going.
only got 30 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah, I do that. Yeah. And I'm thinking about my van. Y'all don't know it. So me personally, I like to leave a motherfucker enough to where they can cut what they want.
oh, okay. We started
If
at
it-
216.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we?
Okay.
I don't
I
know,
think we
but
started maybe a little.
as long as we
earlier.
took care of introducing ourselves,
Yeah.
you know.
But you can
it-
post the full thing on online, right? Or
Yeah, he gonna send it to me.
you gonna
Yeah.
get the full
It ain't
thing?
gonna. It ain't edited.
You ain't gonna cut it.
He ain't gonna cut nothing.
Okay, well that's straight talk. So
Yeah.
that all of what we just did
Yeah.
is straight talk.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. That because I'll be like gonna leave enough for a person to do what they did. Because I understand editing is here. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
edit
just I just want people to know that, you know, my experience, I watch these things come.
Right.
DJing, all that. You feel me?
Right.
From a record player to a motherfucker taking a record that I love to death that I didn't train so long on. You know what I'm saying? Because we trained them records.
Right.
And now all of a sudden somebody going and taking that away, that was a culture shock
Right.
for us.
So we need
That
to
was
find
funky
out
like
exactly
that
when
off
they,
the
when they did
records,
start.
and then that
'Cause
stuff
it's
wasn't
246
documented.
now,
So I
we
was
ended
just,
at
I ain't
244.
hating nobody. I'm
So when
saying,
did they start?
no,
So you
don't
can see if
forget,
you have 30.
no,
What's the 30
don't
minutes?
forget that there's something
Yeah, what
else,
they'll do is
some
he'll
stuff
send it
we
right
left
to me.
behind that need to be
And then
that
I'll
can be found
upload
for
it.
the students and the
Yeah.
rest of the world. That's all I'm saying.
Right, right.
Even some of these dudes I don't like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna not like them
It was a
enough to
good
not
show
make
right
sure.
there.
That no, I take that historically.
Yeah, that's
You
why
know
we
what I'm saying?
gotta set it up. Whereas, you know, we in the hood doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
We got time.
Yeah.
We got time.
No, I appreciate this, blood. 'Cause when I seen it, I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I want to see what that looked like.
Yeah, that was good. Erris,
You know,
you
that just.
did your research.
That's the hood thing.
No, this comes out of it. This is on 9th Street.
No, that's across the street from the place that I was trying to tell you that we needed.
I'm going back to your whole series.